Hi friends, Treasuring Joy Tuesday. This year is the first year we are doing Advent with our kids, and this last week was lighting the joy candle. And it's been an interesting challenge explaining what joy is to children, especially this week, because we've had some not so joyous events occur and it's only Tuesday. We did have kind of a COVID exposure, so we're a little bit sequestered at home right now, and there has actually been a death in the family, and I just found out like an hour ago. And I didn't have a personal relationship with this particular family member, but it's the other family members in that household because they were the ones that took me in a place in my life where I was kind of a wanderer. I really didn't know what my next move was, and so they just took me in. And so as I think of them, my heart just breaks and I feel very helpless, mostly because I'm clear across the other side of the country. But I'm sure there's a lot of you going through some really hard times right now. And especially with it being the Christmas season in the midst of a pandemic, it just makes things that much harder. And so, in light of joy, how does one be joyous in times like these? But you see, joy is different from happiness. And oftentimes, joy and sorrow go hand in hand because it usually takes sorrow to really know what true joy is. And it's important to know that joy isn't something that just comes, it's something we have to choose, but it's a process. You see, joy is knowing that while life is hard, we know that this isn't all there is. Joy is knowing that there's a much bigger picture at hand. It's a looking forward attitude and choice that says, even though today I'm sad or I'm really angry right now, and I have every right and justification to feel this way, I'm still choosing to believe there is still good to be found in this really sucky situation and circumstance. I may not see it or even feel it right now, but you see, choosing joy opens up the possibility for it to now be revealed in time. And if you're seeking it, if you're genuinely trying to choose it, it does come. It reveals itself in very unexpected ways. But when it does come, it kind of gives you this sense of peace, even if it's just for a moment. That's what joy is. And so for me, in the midst of some really stressful and confusing, difficult times, knowing that I have devastated families right now, the joy that I'm choosing is that I can pray. Because the joy that I get from prayer is the belief and assurance that I have that my prayers will be heard by a God who is so much bigger than me. And I believe He will provide perspective when it seems confusing or hopeless, because my hope is in Him. And the thing that I'm going to pray for the most is that my family will see hope for themselves as well. And so for anyone out there right now who's going through sorrow today, my heart goes out to you. And while I cannot be there for you physically, please let me know how I can pray for you as well. And if you'd be so willing, could you please pray for protection over my own household, just for health, but especially a special blessing on my extended family members who are just hurting right now. It really warms my heart to know so many of you do care, and may you just find reasons to be joyful this week, no matter how difficult your day or your week might seem. And if it feels too hard, please reach out to someone. Sometimes joy is simply knowing you are not alone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.